Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Any Tech. In this video, we will learn about Python data types and operators. So data types are basically the type of data that can be stored and manipulated within a program. So we have already discussed the concept of variable in the previous video, and every variable has a data type that is associated with it. So for example, if I say A equals India, so in that case, the India is basically a string data type because it has a sequence of characters that are attached to it. Similarly, when I say A equals 100, so in that case, the data type is basically int, which is integer, because it has some integral data that is attached to it. So broadly, we have 5 categories of data types that are available in Python language. The first one is int, that is the integer data type. So here we can store the data in the form of integral values. So for example, the integral values can be 100, 205, 10 or any numeric number or any other number. Then we have float data type that is basically used to store the decimal values like 2.17, 8.78, 9.989 and so on. Then we have the string data type that is basically used to store the sequence of characters. So we can have words like summer, winter, or any other string that can be stored using the string data type that is available in Python. Then we have the Boolean data type. So whenever you have the data that can be categorized in the form of true or false, you can use Boolean as the data type. And then we also have one interesting type of data type that is available in Python that is called as complex number. So you know that Python is extensively used for machine learning and AI. And whenever we talk about machine learning and AI, definitely the complex numbers are going to be used. So we also have a data type that can support the complex number. So if you do not have the understanding about the complex number have a real part and also an imaginary part that will be attached to it. So for example, if I say p plus qj, p will be the real part, that will be the real number, and then qj will be the imaginary part, that is the imaginary number, right? So imaginary part is basically the under root of -1 in mathematical terms. One more thing to note here is, in mathematical terms, when we define the complex number, we usually use I instead of j, right? But then in case of Python programming, we have to use j. So instead of p plus qj, in mathematical terms, usually we use p plus qi, right? Or p minus qi. But then in Python programming, we have to use j. So now quickly, let us try to understand how we can check the data type of any particular variable. So let us suppose if I define a equal to 70, and if I have to check the data type, I can write type a. Similarly, if I define float value, that is the decimal value, and if I say a equal to 20.05, I can write type and within bracket a. So that time I can again check the data type for this particular variable. Similarly, I can define the other data types as well, and I can check the data type for all these variables. Now let us go back to the Jupyter notebook and try to perform the same exercise. So here in my Jupyter notebook, what I'm going to do is, let me add a comment. So whenever you provide the hash symbol before writing anything in Jupyter notebook, it is basically treated like a comment. So for example, if I write data type, so it will be treated like a comment, and this will not get executed. So even if I try to run this, it will not get executed. However, if I remove this and try to execute, it will give me an error because this is considering data type as a query instead of comment. So let me make it a comment again. So let us try to understand the data type. So we will start with int data type. So let us suppose if I have a equals 100, and I will store this and verify if it is stored. So a equals 100, and then I can write type and within bracket I can write a. So now you see int is the data type here. Now again, what I can do is, let me just delete these rows, and what I can write is a equals 10.05. So in that case, if I try to check the data type, so obviously I should be returned with float because this is supporting the decimal values. So let us verify. So yes, float is the data type in this case. Similarly, if I write maybe for string, so I can write ABC equals, this is string, and then I try to verify whether this is stored. So this is stored, and let us verify the type of this ABC. So I will be returned with string. Let us verify again. So str, which is basically string. Similarly, we can have Boolean. So for example, I can define b equals false. So I know this is Boolean value. Let us store this and try to check the data type. So I will write type and then within bracket b. So you see it is Boolean because I am getting bool as the output here. Now we can have the similar exercise for complex number as well. So let us define a complex number. Let us suppose p is the complex number, or let us suppose m is the complex number, and I will say 8 minus 2j, and then let me store this value, and then let me try to verify. So how I can verify is type and then m. So the result will be complex number, or it will give the result as complex as the data type. So you see the result is complex. So this way we can work with a variety of data types in Python. Now let us try to understand operators in Python. So operators are basically the symbols that are used to perform any specific operations on variables and values. So for example, when I say a equals 100, so that time the equal to is also one operator. So broadly, we have three categories of operators that are available in Python language. So we have some arithmetic operators that are used to perform the arithmetic operations like plus, minus, multiplication and division. Then we have the relational operators, which are primarily less than or greater than or equal to. And then we have the logical operators, which are basically and or. So let us go back to the Jupyter notebook and try to understand operators with the help of some examples. So we will start with the arithmetic operators. So let us suppose a equals 100 and b equals 200. Let me store these values first. Now let us verify these values first. So I can write a comma b and try to run. So I see 100 comma 200 are the values that are assigned to a and b. Now if I say a plus b, the result will be the addition of a and b. If I write a minus b, the result will be the subtraction of a and b. If I write a into b or a asterisk b, the result will be the multiplication of a and b. Similarly, if I write a divided by b, which is this symbol, you will be able to see the result as division of a and b, that is 0.5 in this case. So now let us understand about the relational operators. So relational operators are basically less than, greater than and equal to. So for equal to, you have to use double equal to sign. So let us try to understand these operators. So let me define some values. So if I write a equal to 60 and b equal to, let us suppose 100, and then what I'm going to do is I will write a is greater than b. So in this case, a is not greater than b, so the output will be false. Similarly, if I write a is less than b, so the output will be true. Again, if I write a equal to b, again, since the values are not equal, I will get the result as false. And if I write a is not equal to b, so this is the sign that we use for not equal to. So a and b are not equal. So in this case, I will get the result as true. Let us verify. So yes, I can see the result as true. So this is the way you can work with relational operators in Python. Now we have one more category of operators that are logical operators. So logical operators are basically and or. So we have and for using and, this is the symbol that I use. And then we have something called as or. So for or, this is the symbol that I use. So and or. Now let me take some example for and or. So in this case, to understand and or, we have to define a and b in the form of Boolean values, right? So what I can write is a equals maybe false and b equals true. First, let us try to understand and operators, right? So whenever I talk about and operators, if both the values are true, the output will be true in any other case, the output will be false. So please remember that if both the values are true, then only the output will be true. Otherwise, the output will be false whenever we talk about the AND operator. So let us try to understand this with the help of some example. So we have A equal to false, B equal to true, and if I write A and B, so in this case, one value is false. So obviously the output will be false. Let us verify. Yes, it is false. Again, if I say B and A, so again, since A is false, even for B and A, the output will be false. Let us verify again. So yes, it is correct. And then if I say A and A, so A is false. So even false and false will be false. So again, the result is false. And if I say B and B, so which is basically true and true. So this is the very first case and the very exceptional case where you will get true as the result. So let us verify. So in this case, you get the result as true. Now let us try to understand the OR operator. So for OR operator, if either of the value is true, the output will be true. So this is the one thing that you can remember about the OR operator. So if either of A or B is true, the output will be true. Only if both A and B are false, then only you will see the result or the output as false. So let us try to understand this. So if I write maybe A or, so for OR, this is the symbol that I have to use. So if I write A or B and try to execute, since one value is true, so obviously the result will be true. So yes, the result is true. B or A, again one value is true, so the result will be true. Again, if I verify A or A, so in this case false or false, so the result will be false. And then finally B or B, so this is true and true. So in this case, the result again will be true. So you see, again the result is true. So this is the way using which you can work with the OR operators. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you in the next video.